Bro, bro. The We Three Bros podcast. What's up, Professor?
What's up, Bro Sidon? My favorite one, Bro Sidon, King of the Broshin, still one of the most epic bro names out there. So whoever invented that, hey, all due credits to you. What's up, Derek? How are you, man?
Man, I'm exhausted. Waking up like 4 or 5 times a night to go outside and stand in the cold with a dog, not fun.
I was about to say, man, please tell us about the new edition. You said you spent, what, 7 hours on the road or more, or was it more than that?
No, it was 7 hours each way.
Oh,
So it started 3:45. We left our house Saturday morning. And so we drove to Illinois to Indiana, across Indiana to Illinois.
yeah.
Oh, did I say Ohio? Ohio to Indiana, Indiana to Illinois, and that's where I don't think Indiana believes in rest stops or public bathrooms. Because, bro, I almost had to pee my pants because I didn't think I was going to make it through Indiana. I literally had to pull off on the side of the highway to go pee. Like, no rest stops anywhere in India. I was like, what's this place not like? They're like, no, you can't pee in our state. Like, take that shit next door.
Oh, damn.
So on the way back, we just went straight up Illinois to Chicago and cut over and back up into Michigan. I was like, I'm not going back through there. Plus, with the puppy, we had to be able to like schedule stops to be able to stop and take him out.
For sure.
And I wasn't going to take him out on the side of the highway.
No, man.
So like, luckily the highway going through Illinois, like, rest stops how a normal place would, like every 30, 50 miles, whatever.
Yeah.
So it was a lot easier coming back, but yeah, it was a long day. I think we got back here at like 8:45 at night, something like that, 8:30 at night. So it was a long day. And then like it didn't end there because he's a puppy. He's in a new place.
Yeah.
He was crying and whining, and he had to go out every like 2-3 hours to go to the bathroom.
So while you were in Ohio, did you pull over and take the Browns to the Super Bowl?
Nah, I did that before I left Michigan.
Okay, good job there, man. I appreciate you. But you said so he's a puppy.
Yeah, but he's been getting better with like being able to sleep. Like last night, it was probably like 4 times, maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully tonight it'll go good, even though he threw up a couple times his dinner. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
That's puppies, man. They don't know, like they eat too much or they don't eat enough, and
Well, we only give them like a cup each meal. So we don't. It's not like we're giving them like a constant like. And once mealtime's over, we take like whatever he doesn't finish. We take the bowl away.
For sure.
So it's not like he has access to food all day. But we did give him a bunch of treats today because we were trying to. Because as I was saying earlier, before we started, when he likes to lay around in his water dish. So we were like trying to blow dry his hair, but he doesn't. A blow dryer is a new thing to him. So like I'm feeding him a bunch of puppy treats.
Yeah.
So he ate probably like 8 treats while we were trying to like comb him out and everything. So that probably could have been part of it. It was like he ate a ton of treats.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then too, with him being such a fluffy dog, do you guys or I guess is it recommended for you guys to get him groomed frequently? Or are you guys gonna try to learn how to teach yourself how to do that?
Yeah, we're gonna try and comb him out as much as possible, and then I'm sure we'll figure out a schedule to take him to the groomers. Because I can't. There's no way to like be able to do it all the time.
It's fine, Derek. Who would have thought you would have had to sit down for 30 minutes a day brushing your dog 1,000 strokes a day? Just 1,000 strokes.
For real. And it's like 4 different brushes you have to use.
Yeah, and that's the thing about. So like you guys have seen Lola, right? Like Lola is partially a white dog, and I'm sure with you, kind of the same situation. It's just like that white's going to go pretty yellow pretty quickly. And not necessarily because of pee or any kind of weird, funny thing like that, but mostly because it's just like their fur, man. And like they just turn white or turn a little yellow. Yeah. So, but definitely, groom as frequently as you can, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be the hard thing.
You said that's gonna be a hard thing.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, that's the excitement that I've had.
Well, what do you think the first trick you trying to set the dog, or what is the first trick that people try to teach a dog? Is it sit? Is that usually the first?
Probably sit.
Okay.
I think sit is usually the first thing. He's kind of doing it. Like he'll come up to you, and if if you like have like some of his food or whatever in your hand, he'll sit down in front of you sometimes.
Oh shit.
So he kind of does it on his own, but then you like reinforce it so he knows that that's what he should do.
Yeah.
So
So what I'm gonna need you to do is like post a video of you finally teaching him how to get you a beer out the fridge. I
right,
know you've seen that. I know you've seen that. If
all
you
right,
haven't, man, I haven't seen you that video. There's like a video of a guy who's just like he like pulls up. I don't remember. I may be making up the first part of it, but I know for sure like he just tells the dog something, and the dog like goes to the fridge and like opens it with its teeth and like just
yeah. I think he has like a dish towel on the handle, and he pulls the dish towel and opens the fridge.
yeah, and then brings the guy a brewski, man. So
Yeah,
I need you to do that. My dog's she's too small for all that stuff. But yours, hey, it could happen. You can bring out a brewski, bro.
yeah. He'll be big enough. He can get into the fridge, I'm sure. I don't think we have a regular handle on it. Ours has like the built-in handle, like on the side of the fridge, on the
Yeah.
side of the door. So I don't know. I'd have to like figure out like something to stick to the front of the door to hang something on for
This
him to
might be a
grab a hold
stupid
of.
question, but do you grab the handle on your fridge? Because I don't think I ever grab. I think I always just put like my hand on the side and just open it. I don't know. I
I,
don't think I
I
actually.
well, that's where the handle, like the built-in handle, is on the side. So it's like,
Oh, so it's like it's in like there's like indentions to it, so you kind of put your hand in there and then pull the.
yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
shit. Okay. Yeah, because mine has a handle, but I don't think I ever use it. Because I think my other.
And then you use your hip to close it. You're like boop to close
There
it
it is, man. I do that.
after you get everything out. Boop.
Yeah, just you don't do that. Is that just me? Okay, I mean, okay, sorry. I kick it, man. I just get my foot up and kick it.
like full on kick, like rah!
Hey man, how
This
am I?
is Sparta. And
Hey,
kick the door
hey
closed.
man, how else am I supposed to practice my karate skills? I have to kick something.
Condiments flying all inside the fridge.
You know, whenever you close the door, there's like a bottle of ketchup on the door. You just hear that sucker
Yeah.
fly. You open it the next day, there's ketchup all in the fridge. You're like, what the hell happened? It's like, oh shit, I remember. I fucking karate kicked the shit out of this.
I shouldn't have booted the door so hard.
Exactly, man. But besides that, man, what else have you been kind of watching? Have you had any time to kind of watch some things, maybe play some games?
So I finished up that Blade Runner Black Lotus series.
Oh shit, yeah. You did tell me about that, man. It's
Yeah.
saved in my queue on HBO Max.
So yeah, really good. I mean, that's definitely worth watching.
Okay.
And I think the timeline it takes place kind of in between the first Blade Runner
Mm-hmm.
and then the Ryan Gosling Blade Runner. So it takes place a little bit in between there. I think it's like 10 years after the first Blade Runner.
Yeah, Harrison Ford's character. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't see any like
Yeah.
the only character that's in 2049. There's one character, and he's like a young guy in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember his name, but he like creates like he like kind of like a pawn shop owner, I guess, and he also like makes things.
Yeah.
I can't even remember. Like I'd have to go back and watch 2049 to
It's
see his
not Jared
character in
Leto's
there. I don't even
character, is
remember.
it?
What's
It's not
that?
Jared Leto's character, is it?
Oh no.
Okay.
Well, the his younger version is in, but it doesn't like they don't look anything alike.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But you see why, like, if you remember Jared Leto's character doesn't have is like this explains why he's like that.
Oh, ooh. All right, cool. Yeah, because I think his eyes are a little like weird, or like it's almost like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
has like augmented eyes or something like that within the
yeah.
series. But it's cool because
So
again,
yeah,
it's like here we go, right? Like first it started off with like, hey, we're gonna make this movie about these characters in space. There's gonna be Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, right? And they were like, we're just gonna make one movie. Then they made a second one, then a third one, and then they went back and they made the first episode, then the second episode, third, and now there's so many. That's a whole universe, right?
yeah.
So is Blade Runner heading in that direction? Is it gonna go like
I don't think so.
okay?
I mean, it'd be cool
Mhm.
because I like these kind of movies. Like we talked about this the last time. Like I like these, like this genre, this cyberpunk genre. So
You said you.
I,
Yeah, I was about to
I'd
say
love it if they did.
You're a big fan of cyberpunk.
Yeah, I'd love it if they did more of this kind of stuff. But I don't see it happening.
Mhm.
But I'd definitely watch more if they made more.
If it is, it's like a niche group. Like it's like a small group,
Yeah,
right? Like a cult following almost in a sense. Because even like the
yeah,
first Blade
yeah,
Runner, I don't think it had a lot of success at the like a lot of success in the theater, but it had like eventually had more success after the release, right? Like after it was
yeah,
out of
yeah. It
theater.
definitely has like a cult following, cult status
And
now.
the same thing with like 2049, right? Was probably one of the best movies of that year, if not the best movie, at least like it was up there, right? It had to be voted for like
Yeah,
film of the year or whatever. But it's or yeah, best picture. Sorry, best picture. but
Yeah, yeah,
it didn't, right? It wasn't, it really, or I think it was nominated, but it wasn't like really well regarded within the like fans and stuff. Like now people watched it, but it was a beautiful film. But I think the same thing like with the Dune, it kind of reminded me of like that, where it's like just like visually stunning,
yeah,
but also it being released on HBO Max, like in streaming service, and compared to movies and stuff, a little bit of a difference. But we'll see if it's going to kind of live up to the hype, right? But
yeah.
either way, I know.
Look, Tron 2 was like an awesome, like looked amazing. Visuals were awesome in Tron 2.
Yeah,
And it like a lot of people don't like it. I like it. I thought it was really good.
I
And I like the callbacks to all the characters from the original and
mhm.
like, like I like the story. What the visuals were just amazing. And the soundtrack was awesome.
Man, me being somebody, it was Daft Punk, right? They did the
Yeah,
music.
Daft Punk did the
Um,
soundtrack.
so when I first watched, like I knew what Tron was, like I hadn't, or at least I had an idea of what Tron was, but I never knew exactly. Like I never watched the first film, like I never watched it.
Yeah.
But then when like Tron
First one's
Legacy,
hard to watch, that old tech.
but when Tron Legacy came out, I watched it and I'd never seen the first one.
Oh, the animated.
Is it? Oh,
There's an animated Tron
is it called Legacy?
on
I thought
I,
I thought the sequel was called Tron Legacy. I could be wrong, but either way,
I think yeah, you're right, but there is an animated
there is. I know there's an animated series, but with like Tron Legacy, when that
Tron Uprising is animated
there
series.
it is.
So Legacy is part 2.
Yeah, yeah. So when I watched Tron Legacy, like you said, man, it was visually beautiful, right? And it was funny to see because like
Yeah.
the main actor, I forgot his name, but he was in Four Brothers, and like he's been in a few films, and it's always like every time he's in a new film, I always forget it's him. Like he always looks different. But in Tron Legacy, I was like, oh, what was this? And I forgot, and him being in it. But the story was great, man. It was amazing. Like just to um it was a really really good film, and I heard, I think Jared Leto says that they're either starting production on the third one or like they're in
Yeah.
talks of creating the third one or something like that, man. But that third one is happening, and
Yeah, Jared Leto, it's 9 hours ago he said that closer to becoming reality.
yeah, which is awesome to hear that's like,
And it's the main character from 2 is coming back and the female
oh,
and then Jared Leto.
dude, badass, badass. And again, that's like the visuals on it were great just a few years ago. I can only imagine what it looked like now.
Yeah.
But did you watch the
Yeah,
Uprising?
that's something I would definitely look forward to.
Yeah, did you watch the Uprising series?
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
And does it fall within the same realm of the?
So I think it actually happens before Tron 2, like in between Tron 1 and 2.
Mhm. Oh, it happens in between. Okay, so you probably get to see what's
Yeah.
going on while he's in like that. Like
Yeah.
he's in Tron. I guess it's Tron, right? Like that's what the like the computer program or whatever that he's
Yeah,
in.
inside the computer program.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you get to see what's happening
Yeah.
because like I think in the first one he just gets stuck there or something, right? Like because
Yeah.
when they come in, like
Yeah.
when they come in, they're just like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And it's like his dad or whatever, right? So was it his dad?
Right.
Yes, his
Yeah.
dad. Yeah, it's his dad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's his dad.
Yeah, I forgot about that, man. But damn, Tron. I'm gonna go back and watch this, like Tron Legacy again. Good,
I
good
lo-
soundtrack.
and I don't know if it's even on.
Any platforms?
Like it should be on Disney because Disney owns the rights to it, but
That's right.
it's not. Oh, it is on Disney Plus. I guess it wasn't before. Like last time I checked, it wasn't.
Hmm.
But I guess it's on there now.
Well, hot damn, man! I know what I'm watching.
For real.
I know what
For
I'm watching the
real.
next time I get some free time, man. I'm 100% watching Tron Legacy.
Definitely.
It's gonna be some good thing, good shows or whatever. But yeah, man, what else? What else did you kind of get an opportunity to watch, or have you watched anything?
Um, that's about it. Been watching some Big Bang Theory, episode or two of South Park here and
I was
there.
about to say, man, I know you got something to say about South Park. Oh, I know what I was going to ask. One, before we get into it, right? And again, I haven't watched it, but I want you to tell me all about it because you're not going to spoil it for me, right? Like I'm still going to watch it at some point. Or I think you watched it, but you did say you watched it. What is your favorite Jackass skit?
That's hard.
Or one that you can remember, because there's some they did so many crazy shit where I'm all like, oh yeah, I forgot that they did that.
um,
For me, it's anything in a shopping cart, like them trying to jump
yeah, I
stuff with
forgot they did so many things in the shopping
Dude.
cart. I like almost anything with Preston and Wee Man. Those are my favorites. When like them two are together, like when Preston and Wee Man are both just as babies.
Like
and
the
running
giant,
like
giant
those
baby and the
are
little baby.
yeah, and they got the diapers on. Those are the great like I those two are probably my two favorite Jackass like members was Preston and Wee Man. I always loved them two dudes.
Oh man, mean has to be Steve-O. Like, well, Steve-O and Johnny. Like Johnny and Steve-O, man, are
Yeah,
like again, obviously they're the face. I would say they're almost like the face of the whole like the series or franchise or whatever you want to
yeah,
necessarily reference them as. But um, this isn't Jackass, but one of my favorite parodies of it is on Mad TV. Will Sasso dresses up as Kenny Rogers and he does Jackass skits, and he's always like, it's fucked up the way they portrayed Kenny Rogers, but it's like he's always has a vodka bottle or some kind of alcohol bottle, and he's just like, "Hey guys, my name is Kenny Rogers, and I'm here with Jackass," and he just talks like that the entire time, like he's drunk, and they just like do absurd things with him, just absurd, man. If you ever get a chance, like. There's like compilation videos on YouTube that I promise you could watch, and it's just and some of it is like I think a lot of it is fake. There might be some that's a
yeah,
little bit real, but I know like there's the one where I think they get like a table and they break it over his head or something, right? But the table breaks
yeah,
too easy, so it's like it's styrofoam or
yeah.
something. But either way, it's just like him being like just doing absurd things, and I think some of them they throw like a fake Kenny Rogers body, like it's like him, and then like he's on the
Like a
ground.
rag
Yeah,
doll.
like a rag doll. They throw a rag doll, and it's just like obscene. It's just like, oh, I'm Kenny Rogers, I'm gonna jump over this car, and then it's just like it's him, and he's like running towards the car, and the car's coming, and then it shows him, and then it shows the car, and then it's just a rag doll just smashed against the car, and he's just like getting up, and he's like all messed up, dude. It is absurd, funny, wild, but please, man.
It sounds like dang, what was shoot.
I know you.
There was like he used to be like a stunt man, kind of like Evil Knievel type thing. Super Dave Osborne. Do you ever watch any of the Super Dave Osborne?
I don't think I think I've heard of him, but I don't think I have.
He like does these outrageous stunts, but most of the time you can tell it's not hit like it's a dummy or some stupid. It's not like like all the lead up is him, and then all of a sudden it's like a dummy goes flying across the screen or some shit. But if you get a chance, watch some Super Dave Osborne. That's like I think it seems like that would be like something that they'd get some of their inspiration from because
Mhm.
this was probably like late 70s, 80s, I think, when Super Dave was
For
around.
sure. Okay, so well, maybe in the series. What about in the movies? Right, not the most recent movies, but what about the movies? Because for me, I remember like the movies more vividly than I do like the actual like shows. Like the one where the guy, I forgot his name, but they asked him to go poop and in like a toilet at like a hardware store.
Oh, at the Home Depot or whatever.
Yeah, and he like but before he does it, like he's like, "Oh man, I ate so many laxatives and stuff." And then before he does it, he couldn't hold it, so he poops his pants.
In the van with everybody.
Like
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
that's a good one. Another one is the beginning of the film, like that film. I think it's that film or the sequel where they're in the shopping cart, all of them, like that giant shopping cart,
Yeah, that giant ass shopping
and
cart.
they just derail themselves, man. They all do that. Johnny Knoxville fighting Butterbean is always a really good one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, another one too is man, what's his name? Chris Pontiac? No, Chris
Pontius.
yes, Pontius. Um, him and his little his speedo, man. Remember
His
he
little
always
speedo all the time, and he like rips his clothes up. And he's like
some people, man.
all the
Well,
time.
like again, one of my favorites, right? And I think they did that when he was like in Japan or something, or they went to they like one of them is he goes to like a stereo store or something, right? And then he starts like they're in there and he's like turning up the music. And he's like, "All right, man, let's turn up this music." And so eventually it's just like blaring
Oh yeah,
like techno music, and then he just rips off his clothes and he's just dancing. Guys, like, what the hell? I'll never forget, man. This is an awful story, but I'm gonna share it either way. There was like I remember they did that to a kid at one of our like we like again we were kids and we were like in football in the locker room and we all like did that to like one kid one time, or we would do it all the time. Like we would just randomly you might just be standing there and somebody just does it once to you, and everybody knows that if one guy starts it, there's just like a gang of people that would come. And I'll never forget there was like one time we were in there, we're in the locker room and we're all doing it on one guy, right? Just like dancing on him. And then out of nowhere, one of the guys comes around the corner and he's like, he just got out the shower and he's like a little towel. and he just runs. The towel falls off, and he's just dancing on the guy. And the guy's like, "Get that away from me! Get that away from me!" And the guy's just like there, like laying there, and the guy just like he's just whatever, man.
It's
And
like
it's
dick and balls
awful.
all over somebody.
Dude, it was awful. But hey, man, when you're in high school and you're a teenager, you're just being absurd. You're being completely absurd.
All
But
right.
he's just sitting there and he's just doing the we used to call it the unts unts or whatever. And oh man, but anyways, back to but speaking of penises, the newest movie, Jackass Forever, man. I asked somebody at work who watched it, and I was just like, "Hey, man, how was the movie?" And he was just like, he literally looked at me and was like, "Penis and balls," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
He's like,
The whole
he
movie,
was just
just
like,
dick and balls everywhere.
he's like,
Dick and balls, the whole movie, from the beginning to the very end.
and what he said was that when he went to go watch it, he went to one of those theaters that offers like food, like a eatery. And so he was like, he was sitting there.
It's like eating hot dogs at the same time.
Oh no! I don't, corn dog. No, and he was just sitting there and he was like eating, and he didn't expect it. He said the very beginning of the movie.
Right? Yep.
It's
Yep.
just it's
As soon
just
as it starts.
it's just a man's whoop de doo or whatever, just his, just hanging out there. And he's just like he said he didn't really finish his food until after the movie, but he says the entire time he was just like either having his hand over his his business and like not eating his food because he said it got started and it got started early.
Yeah. Yeah. It immediately starts off with just dick and balls.
Did
And
you?
it doesn't end like the whole movie. Just
Well, I know you're not a huge fan of other people's dicks and balls, but are you at least a fan of your not a fan of your own, at least a fan of the film? I was like, I'm pretty sure you're happy about yours, but anyways,
it's got a nice presentation.
I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. Anyways, did you like the movie? Yes or no, man? Were the stunts spectacular? Were they fun, entertaining, or was it just the
So
obscenity of their penis and?
there was a few that were good. They brought back some. They did a few callbacks to some older ones.
Oh, that's awesome.
They did Old Man with Johnny Knoxville. I like that, but there's only one stunt that they did
Oh man.
as the old man.
Mhm.
And the new people that they brought in, just if it continues with just them, it's gonna die quick. They suck.
No way.
The new dudes suck.
No way. What was it? What was so bad about them?
Yeah.
Were they just not taking big risk? Were they just more cautious? Like
No, I wouldn't say it was that.
the
It's just like
personality?
the quality of the stunts. Like there was no like showmanship behind them. Like Johnny and them were like over the top with their stuff.
Hell yeah.
Like they weren't like that.
They were a little more conservative.
They were just, I think they were doing their stunts for like shock value, and that was it. Like it wasn't like well thought out things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. The new people just suck to me. They're not the replacement. You can't really replace the original guys, the original Jackass crew.
For sure.
And I wouldn't expect that, but I mean, even as like a tier below them, it's not even, doesn't even cut it.
How many of the characters, like the current character, or I guess the older characters, were like, man, this is the last film?
I'm pretty sure all of them are like that. Like, Johnny got at least one concussion, maybe two.
Yeah, I heard
I think Steve-O got a concussion.
I heard like Johnny got some really bad like brain damage.
Yeah, he got messed up a couple times.
Shit.
Yeah, and pretty much all of them, all the original guys got beat up pretty bad. I don't think they'll do anymore. I think they're done.
Oof. Oh, wait. Going back, hold on. I just remembered one of the sequences is when they got shot with the beanbag guns.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. It wasn't the beanbag guns. It was the bullets. So there was like this giant square thing, right? And it had rubber bullets on it. And
oh yeah.
And I'll never forget. Like they were in the thing, and like they saw how it shot first, right? Like they saw what happened. And Johnny was sitting there, and again, Johnny being fucking Johnny, man, right? And Steve-O hears that thing go off, and he's just like, nope, and he just leaves. He like leaves the building, bro. Like he's just like, nope, I will not, like I will not, and he just leaves. And Johnny, like after the thing shoots, right? Johnny is laughing his ass off at in excitement that he's about to get punished by like these flying rubber pellets. And he's just like all about it, man. Oh shit. Sorry, I'm just like, it's coming back to me. What about the time whenever he put the car up his butt and he went to the doctor?
That was Steve-O, right?
No, no, no. It was
Oh, it was it done?
no, it wasn't done. Because I know they were gonna do Bam, but or Bam was like, no, my mom will disown me or something like. No, I think that was for the
Yeah.
Rocket, the one. But one of them was just like, nah, I can't do it. Like, 'cause one of them was gonna do it, but was like, no, my mom would disown me. Like he even called his mom or his dad or whatever, and his dad was like, if you do that, I'm disowning you. So it wasn't him. It was I think it was the same guy who pooped in the thing. I can't remember his name.
Oh,
I think it was him. But yeah, I'll never forget. The doctor was like, so he has a little car in his butt. He has a little car in his butt. And like he's trying to explain this. And the doctor's like, there's no fucking way. There's no way that you just were at a party, got drunk, and it just ended up there. He's like, you put it in there. And he's like, no,
right.
no, I didn't do that. He's like,
You remember when I don't know who did it, but it was some sport where you have like that curve thing and you whip the ball out of it, like you sling the
high lie.
ball.
Yeah, the sport's called high lie, but fuck yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was Johnny that was getting hit by the balls, and they like he had huge welts on him from getting hit by them.
It was that one, and then I think again, like I said, he got shot by like a beanbag gun one time. And
Yeah.
again, he was like, it was like the first time he did it, it was just kind of like I think he fractured his ribs too or something, but it was like, oh, it was just like it was like a little red mark. And then the next
Yeah.
day it was like purple, green, like just
Oh,
just so bad, man. But fucking Jeff Tremaine, the executive
some
producer.
of the funniest was when Bam would like just fuck with his mom and dad. Like
Oh
when
my
he
god,
would wake up his
yeah.
parents like middle of the night with like full like band or like instruments and everything, or like just run in and slap the shit out of his dad when he's taking a shit and then run off.
Yeah, Phil, he would beat the hell out of him. Phil would be like, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you
Yeah,
doing?
I felt sorry for Phil sometimes. Or when he put the alligator in the kitchen.
Fuck, man. Fuck, man. It's one of those. Well, let me ask you: did you ever do any crazy stunts like that?
No, nothing that crazy.
I wouldn't
No,
say like we used to do things like get on four wheelers and try to, you know, try to sling your friend off by hitting the corner really hard and trying to fly, fly stuff like that. I've jumped my bike.
yeah,
I just try to do some like BMX stunts and stuff here or there, but yeah, thankfully
yeah,
nothing to the point where I'll just like, yeah, just kick me in the balls, man, or like throw this thing.
right. No, I'm not playing Rochambeau with nobody.
He said, "I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna switch this." But nah, man. So what you're saying is, don't watch it. Don't watch the movie.
I mean, I guess you could watch it via Paramount Plus. I wouldn't. I'm glad I didn't pay no money to go see it at the movie theater.
I almost did. I almost did. I was really close.
Especially, you were gonna go see it in 3D.
Oh, I forgot they did a 3D movie too. Yeah,
Ah!
they're just coming at you. Ah, get that away from me! No. It's okay, Derek. You had chins on your nuts. It's okay. All right. So moving on now. There's something that we both watched, right? The Batman movie. There was a deleted scene that was recently released.
I didn't watch it. I read about it, but I didn't watch it. I saw like stills of it.
Oh, you didn't watch it? Ooh. Um, he was scary. He was
Yeah,
scary. Was menacing. Was a cool interpretation, and I would like to see him on screen. But it's not your. I think he's going to be like not necessarily more menacing, but maybe not, or maybe more menacing, but not so psychological. He didn't seem like a
mm,
psychological person that much. Like I don't know.
yeah,
Like I probably have to rewatch it, but he just didn't seem like a Heath Ledger Joker or better than Jared Leto. Better than Jared Leto, hands down, like for sure, right? Um, but yeah, I don't know if he lives up to that. Joaquin Phoenix, I still think that Joker is a really solid Joker.
yeah,
So I don't know if he lives up to that, but he's his own person and he's his own kind of Joker. But I would like to see him. But there's a cool scene in there where he like because like I guess the Batman goes to talk to him to like figure out try to help him with the cases with the Riddler, and so he passes him
yeah.
like an envelope and stuff, and in there you can see the Joker take a paperclip and then hide it somewhere. Like he takes the paperclip off the paperwork and gives it back to him. And I don't think the Batman paid attention that he took it. And so that's probably going to lead to him escaping. And if they make a sequel, that he'll probably possibly be in that sequel.
Huh.
Or something like that. But it was cool. It was cool. His iteration was a little different, man. And it was definitely a scary scene. Do I think it should have been put in the film? I would have rather seen that than like that ending deleted scene. Or not the deleted scene, the ending where like, spoilers, right? When they show that one scene where he's talking to that other character.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
They're both laughing back and forth.
Yeah, I probably would have wanted to see. I would have wanted that deleted and that this been presented instead. And then just kind of left out to interpretation on whether he's going to come back or not, right? So
yeah.
But yeah, you have to check it out when you get a chance. Another thing too, we have to talk about it because come on now, it's everywhere. The smack heard round the world.
Right.
The smack heard round the world. Will Smith smacking the bejesus out of Chris Rock.
But Chris Rock took it like a man. Like he just like he didn't like walk off or anything. He like kept his composure and kept.
So which more ballsy, him taking it or him trying to fight him back? Like if he did,
I'd say taking it.
I think so. Here's the thing, right? One, he took it, and it's like, it's almost like, yeah, bitch, you hit me, and what now? And
right.
Two, is Will that much of a bitch that he can't hit that hard?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Chris Rock should have waited for him, sat down, and been like, "Suck it,"
and then ran away.
You slapped like my mother.
Yes, exactly. That's pretty much with him standing there and keeping going. It was him being like, "All right, that's your mother, right?" So it's like you smack like my mother or whatever. But I think it was very funny that like after he got smacked, he kind of was like, "Wow," and it looked like he was about to. And I know the memes and the jokes. It looked like he wanted to say something, and like he was going to say something. Like you could tell like he was just about to say like he was about to roast them for 30 minutes straight, right? But he didn't. Yeah. He was just like, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I don't know about, like, again, I know we all talk a lot of smack, right? Like, everybody's like, oh, if it was me. But Derek, if it was you, what would you have done?
I mean, I'm not going to go up and just smack somebody, especially on, like, live TV in front of a bunch of people.
But I'm saying, what if you were Chris Rock in the situation?
I don't know if I would have been able to. I probably wouldn't have like retaliated physically, but like verbally, I would have like went off. Like
I could see.
I would have been like, I'm not the one whose wife is sleeping with other dudes, and I'm okay with it. Like, is that the reason you got to slap people? Is because you can't hold down your woman? Like, you can't please her? You know, I would have went off verbally on him.
The memes are wonderful, right? Where it's like. What was it? It was, or some of the comments people were making. One of the comments I read, I'm sure everybody read it out there too, was just like, man, Will Smith is a better man than me, going up there and defending another man's woman.
Right.
And to go back here a little bit, yeah, I've seen you do it, man. I'll never forget, man. We were at a party and the security guard came up and kicked us out of the pool.
Oh yeah, my apartment.
And you went off on that security guard. I don't even know, like, I don't know how that guy was still like standing there with any kind of dignity, man, because you like tore into that guy on so many different levels, man. We won't repeat what some of the things you said.
What about the security guard at Calvin Klein when that guy came in?
Oh man. Just you're just go again. You were a verbal assaulter when you need to be or you have to be. And man, if you were Chris Rock, man, you would have just like security would have had to pull you off stage because you wouldn't have stopped, or they would have had to cut your mic for all the things you would have said. You know what I'm saying? Like
they've been playing that wrap it up music. Dun, 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 dun. Wrap that shit up, B.
No, it's gonna be dun 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 dun. That's it. That's all I'm giving you guys.
Right.
That's all I'm giving you. I'm not giving you more than that. And then you know it's on. Me, man, I'm not a hothead. I'm not a person that likes violence. I don't like to fight people, but I know that if somebody physically puts their hand on me, man, I'm gonna try to fight them back. But honestly, I would have taken my ass whooping like a champ and sued the hell out of them.
Yeah,
that's just me. That's just me. I would have got my ass kicked in front of everybody because there's witnesses all over the place. let's press these charges. Let me get paid. Hey, thanks for half the Oscar money that you just won. Like, hook it up, brother. So,
Right.
I would have,
I'm gonna retire now.
yeah.
See you guys later.
Oh yeah, I would have got my ass kicked 100%. Will Smith, dude's like 6'4". I'm barely 5'5" on a good day. This man's gonna kick my ass. You know what I'm saying? But I'm at least gonna swing back at him, and I'm gonna take my ass whooping in front of everybody like a champ. So, and it really wasn't even that much of a bad of a joke. I get it. It's fine. Like, but
Right. Yeah. And you know what's funny is like someone posted something that Jada Smith had said like years ago about her hair, how she hated how like for movies they made her to have straight hair,
mm-hmm.
to have like the European kind of hairstyles.
Of course.
And she's like, I should be able to do my hair however I want it. And then at the end, she wrapped it up by saying, if I want to go bald, I should be able to go. And she was in this video, she was bald already.
Oh.
And she's like, I should just be bald, and I could, and like for my roles, and be me as a bald woman.
Yeah.
So she's already fine with it.
Yep.
So it wasn't like she had a, because she just rolled her eyes. She's like, whatever.
Yeah.
If she would have been, it would have been different if she would have like went to Will and like said like, you're not going to do anything about this. But she didn't. She didn't say anything to him. He took it on himself to do that.
Yeah, which is interesting because like she hasn't made a comment about it. She hasn't come out and said anything about it. Yeah. She hasn't said anything like she was offended by it. He shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have did that. Nothing. I don't think she's come out and said anything. She hasn't made like Will came out and apologized, but at the same time, like, and did you watch his speech at all, or like kind of even maybe saw like so like he gave his speech after like when he won the award and he was like crying and stuff, and I was just like, man, he's a great actor. You know what I'm saying?
He deserves that award.
I was like, well, he deserved that award, but he earned it that night. Like, if people accepted his apology, and I think they did because they were all standing ovation, giving him a standing ovation. It's just like I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, this man's not fooling me. This man's a good actor. I don't know what he's talking about. Like, he is a great actor here. Like, this man he's something else. Whatever. I was like, well, you got it, bro. You got it. I was like, you're earning your stripes tonight, man. You're earning your money tonight. So.
Well, people are saying they want Chris Rock to apologize. I'm like, for what? He's a comedian. He did his job.
I mean, I don't know if you saw the Oscars with Ricky Gervais. Was it Gervais? When he like hosted?
Ricky Gervais? Yeah, he tore into people.
Nobody went up and slapped the shit out of him.
Right.
And my favorite is just the memes, man. Like, I think there's a picture of Andrew Garfield texting somebody, and he's like, "Oh, I wonder if he's texting the other Peters, asking them if he smacked him in the alternate universe." There's one you sent me earlier. It's like, oh, next year's host is Dwayne The Rock Johnson or something like that. And it was just, next year's like Dwayne Rock Johnson saying that stuff and Will just pointing and laughing at The Rock or something like that.
Right.
So, it's funny to see that, man. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of people going up and smacking somebody, like, especially like that. Like, it's just, it was uncalled for. Like maybe talk your shit and then be like, yo, man, keep my wife's name out your mouth. But doing all that, man, that's on a live stage like that. No, it's too hard.
Right.
The funny thing is like I went to work the next day. Again, Derek. Like I literally, like I usually go to social media, like Twitter or something like that, to like escape shit, right? Just like I just want to go on here just to see puppies or something, right? Like whatever kind of goofy, funny videos or whatever. And that's literally all it was on social media, right? Was like Will Smith smacking somebody. And the same thing, even on Reddit, like
all
on Reddit,
day.
And it was just like literally every, and I was trying to find something, any other social media platform to like use just to get away from it. Because I was just like, all right, enough. Like I get it. Like everybody's shocked, right? So the next day I go to work and somebody I work with, I was just like, man, I hope you protect your partner the way Will Smith does. And she was just like, ha ha ha, yeah, that's funny. And then somebody's like, yo, I can't believe he did that. I was like, I know. And then the person I said that, right, they were just like, what are you talking about? And I was like, yo, Will Smith smacked the shit out of somebody last night. And she was like, what? No, he didn't. And I was like, are you not been on social media? Like, I know you have Instagram and shit or whatever. Like, you had to have seen. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so it was fun to watch her reaction because she didn't know. Like, she had no idea. She's like, what? And they saw it and was just like, oh, shit. Like, he actually smacked the shit out of him. I was like, yeah. At first, I thought he punched him. But then if you go back and you look at it, he fucking open-handed him.
Yeah, it was open hand.
But it was cool to see somebody who hadn't seen it and watch that shit live because I was like, I saw that shit live.
See their live reaction?
Yeah. I was just like, yo, what is happening right now? So the moral of the story is don't disrespect a man's woman. But also, I mean, if he makes a joke, fucking Let live, man. You're fine. How many comedy shows have you got, man? Where they
Right.
made fun of you or made fun of somebody in the audience? Happens
I
all.
mean, almost every show you go to, they find somebody they like, and not even like, and they don't. It's not like they personally go out there looking for somebody, but if you give them something, they're gonna go with it.
For sure. It's part of the show. It's all part of the show, man. No harm, no foul. Right? But
Right.
hey, man, the smack across that they heard around the world. Maybe somebody should do it with Eminem and Akon smack that in the background next time and just
Right.
I can see that happening.
Or there was a I don't know if it was like a commercial or if it was just a skit, but it was like there was like a group of people and they were at like a barbecue and they had their kids there,
Mhm.
and the one guy's kid like smacked the other girl or whatever. So then the dad like went and smacked the kid, and then like the parents came up and he smacked the parents, and then like it was like people just walking up, he was like slapping the shit out of everybody as they walked up. Like a police officer showed up and he slapped the police officer.
What?
I think it was like, I'm not sure if it was a commercial or if it was just a skit. I'll have
Oh,
to try to find it so I can send it to you, but it's
I know there was
hilarious.
a clothing company that came out. Was it? Yeah, I think it was Fashion Nova, maybe Fashion Nova, but it was like, hey, we're gonna give you 40% off this smacked clothing line or something like that. It was a joke. Like they were making purposely a joke about smack. It was like, hey, we're smacking the competition, or like we're smacking. It was just something. It was like something along the lines of that, and they were like giving 40% off because of that or whatever. So
Uh, There was also an episode of South Park a few years back where the guy would just slap the shit out of people all the time. Like he's like, I'm smacking you, and then he would just smack the shit out of people.
God, I love South Park. They don't necessarily predict everything, but God, it just their commentary on shit is hilarious, man. Um,
Yeah, I hope they do something like in reference this
oh, they
Oscar
have to. This
shenanigan.
have to. Like it's no, there's no buts about it, man. They have to. Um, but yeah, switching gears here, man, a little bit. I know that Sony has some big announcement this week, Derek, and you were very, very happy about it. Do you know what that amounts? Do you remember what that announcement is, man?
Is that they're switching their service plans up for PS Plus? Yeah, so the tier levels, to me, I'm cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm fine with the tier I have. You know, a couple free games a month, the cloud storage, online multiplayer,
Yeah.
um, and then the added benefits are stuff that people have been asking for, and now they're getting it. And it's going to cost a little more, but that's what people wanted. Be able to play backwards compatibility games, PS2, PS3, PS1,
Yeah.
PlayStation Portable. Like that's a pretty big catalog that they're giving people, and the pricing doesn't seem too bad if you run down the three different tiers. Um,
Yeah.
and basically, it's just combining PS Plus with PS Now is all it's really
Yeah,
doing.
so the bottom tier price, right, is $9.99. The middle tier price is like $14.99, and then the top tier is like $17.99. But I think they do yearly, like it's also
Yeah,
yearly, so you can pay like upfront, like a price or something. And I think
yeah,
like that the 17.99 one is like $120 or something, or like 100,
yeah. It's like 60, 90, and 130 or something like that.
yeah, something like that. And just like you said, I think there's like if you get the second tier, it's like 400 PS4 games and PS5 games, and then like the Premium Plus adds like you said, PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PSP, PlayStation 3 games on there as well, right? So
Yeah,
backwards compatibility, man. I mean, it's cool. It's a cool concept, but I don't know if there's any games that I would want to play that are like, how well are the games? How good are the graphics on,
yeah.
on some of those games?
Like I remember, I don't think it was on PS4. It might have been, but I think it was on PS3. I went back and tried to play the original Resident
I
Evil,
remember you
and it
telling me
was
the
the
story.
original controls and everything, and it was trash. I was like, nope. I played like 5 minutes and I like deleted it. I'm like, nope. I just wasted $5 on this crap.
Yeah,
Like, there's no way I want to go back and play these games with
they're old school controllers.
like
Yeah,
just the crappy graphics, and like the reason I have a PS5 is to play like amazing looking games. Like I don't want to pay $500 for a system and play, you know, just 90s graphics. Like like I did that. I grew up with that. I'm like I'm more advanced now. I want to play some good stuff.
I mean, I'm there with you. I know playing like I remember vaguely playing like PS2 games and thinking that those are amazing, and then I go back and watch videos of those games on YouTube, and I'm like, this is awful. Like this is, I mean, like, the
Yeah,
nostalgia of the
this
game
is
is fun,
terrible.
but it's like the graphics are just so bad. It's like, oh man, like
And the controls back then on some of these games were just
I
terrible.
don't know how we did it. We were way smarter back then because we were. I need to simplify it. I need to hit X and X only to beat everything, to do
Right.
everything in the game.
Right.
As soon as I started adding other buttons, I'm like, oh no, this is why I can't get into PC gaming because it's just way too many buttons, man, too many options, which people like, but I'm just like, I need this shit simplified. Give me the up, the
Yeah.
down, the left, the right, and let me hit X every once in a while, and I'll beat this game.
Right.
You guys take all that other stuff with you, but it's again, it's for the people that want it. That's awesome. I know people were a little bit or not, they were not mad about it, but they were complaining that not like Xbox, which offers like I guess premium exclusives, right, on like pretty much their
Yeah.
launch days and stuff. That's not what's going to happen with this service. So they're not going to offer like same day releases and stuff, but you'll still be able to play a lot of.
But I think you get like all the Sony Studio games.
All those will be released.
I think that's what it said in the press release.
I don't remember if it said that. I know for sure people are like,
And I think you get like free preview of upcoming games too,
yes.
like a timed preview of games.
Oh shit, demos
on the other tiers.
They're bringing demos back.
Right. But I'm sure it's more than like a half an hour of the game or something like that. It's probably like a good like few hours of the game.
Yeah. Which will be good.
Enough to get you hooked. You're like, nah, I gotta buy it.
Well, also, and another thing too, like whenever they released like the tier system, I was like, shit, Derek already has like 6 games he hasn't played. Why is he gonna go back and
Right.
add another like PlayStation 2 game or PS3 game that he hasn't played and forever, right?
Right. I would never finish another game in my life because I have so many.
The only games I had to go back and play on PS3 are like the NCAA games. Because remember, they used to be like NCAA football 2015, 10.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's probably.
Or like the old NBA Live.
Oh yeah, go back and play like NBA Live or something like that. Like that'd be the only reason why I'd want to go back.
Or the original Maddens.
Oh, dude. Oh, I still want to play Tecmo Bowl. Who owns Tecmo Bowl? Is it Sega? What company?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember what it is. Whatever company.
I think you can get it on your phone though, for like 99 cents.
I might. Hey, Bo Jackson all day. Bo Jackson cheat code.
Right.
Human cheat code, man. Favorite episode of Family Guy is whenever like you.
And Quagmire's like, I quit.
He's like, this is stupid. What are you doing? He's just like, hold on, I'm about to score a touchdown. Nope, no, I'm not. Going the other way. He just goes the other way and keeps going back and forth or whatever. And the same thing with
and that's literally what people used to do.
All day, every day. He ran all day. It was a cheat code. It was that, and then I think it was a New England Patriots player that would like catch it every time. Like he would catch it every time.
Oh, really?
Because like one of the programmers was like a huge Patriots fan or something. It was either the Patriots or the Jets. There's like I don't know if it's like a real thing or like a conspiracy theory or just like something like that. But the secret
that's pretty funny.
The secret is like there was like one of the programmers was like a huge Jets fan or Patriots fan or something like that. One of the football teams, and like that one player, if he threw it to him, he caught it every single time. Didn't matter. Like literally, the character could be falling back and on the 1 yard line and chunk it down the field, and that character is going to catch it every single time. Cheat codes, man. Cheat codes are wonderful. So, but that's all I got kind of for the gaming updates and stuff, man. Any other updates in gaming that you want to talk about before we kind of go back to the movies?
No, nothing I can think of. I think I'm almost done with Cyberpunk. I think I only have like a couple more missions left. Okay. I'll be finished with that.
I think I have
and then I'll finally get started on probably Horizon.
I was about to say, yeah, man. I think I still have another 120 hours left in Elden Ring to play. So once I get through with that, man, I saw some article the other day, and I don't know if it was a joke or whatever, but it was just like, oh yeah, after your first 100 hours, the final stretch of the game is really easy. And I was like, 100 hours? What the? Like what?
I thought there was something like 500 hours worth of content in that game.
There is, and I'm only 20 hours in, Derek.
I'll see you in like 10 years.
and my character is still a little peon, man. Like I go up to bosses and they like one smack dead. I'm like, what the man? This is gonna happen.
You're gonna come out of your house one day like Quagmire when he figured out the internet. He had like one big ass forearm.
My thumbs are gonna have abs.
Your thumbs are gonna be like swole.
My thumbs are gonna be so swole.
Like be able to like crush beer cans with your thumbs, like
crack walnuts open, just open them. I'm gonna have a huge beard. I'm gonna look disheveled. like all my like I'm just gonna look tired and just all messed up because of this fucking game, man. I'm never gonna play any other game for the next 5 years because fucking Elden Ring is just taking up my whole like free time, man. It's awful. It's awful. But anyways, changing gears, man. Tom Cruise, Top Gun, the trailer finally released, man, May 27th. How hype are you for the sequel, Maverick?
I'm excited for it. I like the first Top Gun, so I'm excited to see this. You know, there's a lot of people that aren't Tom Cruise fans, and he's not always the best actor. Like Minority Report is good. What was
Yeah,
the Jack Reacher series kind of sucked.
yeah.
Um, but the first Top Gun was great. So I'm excited to see how this one goes and what direction they go in with this.
I mean, I always like them in Mission Impossible films. Say what you will about the films, but I mean, I've always been a fan of those films. I thought they were cool.
Yeah, I like them too. I like the Mission Impossible films.
I don't think I've watched the most recent one though. I watched the one before it, but I didn't watch the most recent one. I have to get around to it at some point, but
Ghost Protocol, is it, or something like that?
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one I haven't watched, but every other one's like, and I think they're making.
I think my
one.
favorite one is where Philip Seymour Hoffman was the villain.
Ooh, R.I.P. man, such a great actor.
Yeah,
Such a great actor. Played so many different roles. But yeah, no, people were very excited about the Top Gun film. Still never seen it. Yes, blasphemy. I will at one point in time. I think it's on one of the streaming
you
services.
should probably watch it before you go see the sequel.
Yeah, so I watched the first one again. People rave about it. Not that it's like actually like a really good movie, but just culturally, people love it, right? Like it's again,
And it has a good soundtrack.
that's another thing too. Kenny Loggins, let's go, Danger Zone,
Right.
Danger Zone.
I saw Kenny Loggins is going to be at one of the casinos here in Michigan over the summer.
Cool, I'll be there. We'll go. You and I. Tell Petra to stay home with the dog. You and I would just go, man.
Listen to him sing Danger Zone.
Oh man, wonderful. Another thing too, James Gunn came out and talked about Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Oh, really?
He said it is totally ridiculous. I quote, "It is totally ridiculous. It's unlike anything anyone's ever seen."
So is it like a 45-minute special or something, or is it like a full-blown movie?
I think it's like just like a special. Like, I don't think it's a full blown movie, but I definitely think like it's like condensed in some capacity. But everybody's supposed to be in it.
Huh.
Exactly. It's not going to be like a Star Wars holiday special where they just kind of like talk about it, but like tucked it under the rug kind of thing. I don't think so. We'll see. It's supposed to be awesome, right? So, and then Blue Beetle. I think I told you a little bit about this, right? It's a character who Jaime Reyes from El Paso becomes like gets like a symbiote kind of thing where he gets like on his back and then he becomes like the Blue Beetle and stuff. And it's similar to Venom in the sense of like it has like a consciousness, so he's kind of struggling to kind of go back from it. But Sharon Stone, she's recently signed on to be a villain in the film, but we don't know exactly what the villain is. I know people have said that the villain that she's playing isn't a part of the comics, but is just a villain for the movies or something. So we'll see what that looks like. But either way, man, still really hype about finally seeing a Hispanic, superhero. Even though Oscar Isaac and Moon Knight comes out on Wednesday, so it comes out tomorrow.
Oh, is that this Wednesday? Is that tomorrow?
That's tomorrow.
Oh crap!
I hope you got free time, man.
Right.
Yeah, but Moon Knight.
I got to go in for a meeting in the afternoon, but after that.
Yeah, so Moon Knight officially drops tomorrow, man. So if you get a chance to watch it, I know it'll be one of the topics of our conversations. I think the first reviews got some solid reviews. It's not terrible. I think got like a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes so far. Again, there's just not that many reviewers out there. So say what you will about the reviews out there, but I think that it's like I've just seen the trailers for some of the scenes. It looks intense, right? Because again, he's playing a character that has like multiple personalities, so it would be cool to kind of see that come out on the screen. But yeah, man, that comes out tomorrow, so it's going to be kick ass, man, and super excited. And then finally, one more topic, man. At least from a movie's perspective, I want to talk to you about is Morbius. The reviews. Some reviews.
Yeah, I heard it got bad reviews.
And it's not great, man. And I'm like really upset because the trailers make it look so freaking good, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I still want to see it.
Comes out this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen with this new puppy.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would be happy if I brought a puppy to the movie.
A service dog. Just put a little vest on it, you'll be fine.
right? Get him a little tiny vest.
There it is.
Um, yeah, so I do want to see it, but I don't know. I might just have to wait on that one.
Yeah, I did buy tickets to go see a movie, but it wasn't that one. It's the I think it's like the everywhere.
Everywhere, everything, everywhere, all at once, or
Yes, I
whatever.
bought tickets to that movie. So
Oh, okay.
I am watching that this weekend. If I get some other free time, maybe I'll go check out Morbius. But for sure, checking out that one because that one got really good reviews.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, watch the
Oh,
Marvel
yeah.
film that got bad reviews, or watch this other one. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this one. Wait for Morbius, like the actual reviews, because the movie hasn't been released yet. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna wait for the reviews to come out and see if it's like if it changes or maybe like these people are just kind of trying to like review bomb it or something. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. But we'll see. We'll see if it turns
Yeah.
around. Then yeah, I'll go check it out, man. But that's all I got from a movies and TV's perspective, man. Did you have anything before we get into the hypothetical portion of our
So
podcast here?
did you watch the first episode of Halo?
No, I have not. I don't have Paramount Plus, man. I don't have Paramount
Oh
Plus.
man.
Yeah, I know. Look. I have to like. I'm at the point now where it's like I have to give up something because a lot of stuff is coming out
Yeah.
to Paramount Plus. So it's like I have to give up one of my subscription services, and I haven't decided which one just yet. I keep trying to think. It's like which one
So
am I using the least? And the one,
what do you have right now?
dude, I have. I mean, I have Disney Plus. I have Hulu. I have HBO. I have Stars. I have Sling. I have I say HBO, yeah, Netflix, right? Netflix is another one. So I have all those services. I just have to decide which one to
I
do.
would. Well, Sling is mostly like you get your live channels on there,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Or
what
your
I've been
like your
using to like watch like
locals.
March Madness, like NBA. Like I
Well,
usually
March Madness is on Paramount Plus.
oh fucking shit. Do they have NFL games? Because Sling does give me local channels, so I get to watch like all the local channels or like local football games and stuff like that.
So I know they have some. They don't have like I know they do like at least one of the primetime games.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, because that's the only reason I use it is because sometimes like I want some
this
like
well this season all the Thursday night games are going to be on Amazon. I think
oh, that's true.
like every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I might just have to get rid of Sling, man. It's. I mean, it's not.
yeah,
It's not expensive.
I went ahead and got NFL Network so I could watch Niner games and then even then sometimes I had to like use a VPN and like connect elsewhere to because it'll be blacked out. Like when they played the Lions here in Detroit, it was blacked out. I'm like, this is stupid. Like I'm literally in Detroit. Why is the local team blacked out?
It always does
So
that.
I had to use a VPN to
You
watch
don't
it.
have like the old school rabbit ears. Like you don't have a digital a DTV
Nah.
like a DTV in your TV because that's what I use. Like in my TV, like it has not the analog but the digital.
Yeah, I think I can plug something in like an HD TV like antenna.
Mhm.
I think I could get something and plug in, but
No, because like I said, I got
nothing
the old
built
school
in.
rabbit ears, man. I just put it on the TV, screw it on the back, man.
Put some aluminum foil on top.
I mean, bro, like seriously, I really do. Cause like again, you could use that to get the signal. So like I use that, bro, and I get
Yeah.
a lot of local channels. So that's how I watch like all the local
Then you
games.
should probably just get rid of Sling for that if you can do that.
True. Well that's the thing. Like that's another thing is like if it's like bad weather or some shit like that, sometimes I don't get the signal real well.
Yeah.
So and then at the time when I got Sling, I lived so far outskirts of the city because sometimes if you live in a rural part or like outside of the city, you don't get the same signal.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's hard to get certain channels. But right now I live so close to the city, I'm getting all the local channels. So it might be something to get rid of Sling for. So I just like it because like it just throws. I just see random television, right? Like right now, I have in the background 2.5 Men, and 2.5 Men is it's just there chilling, right? Or like I watch like
Yeah.
other shows because like that's like one of the series that unless you
Would
have
you
CBS, you can't watch it, right? So
oh, you said your internet is like Comcast or whatever or Spectrum,
Spectrum, yeah.
and they don't give you any deal on any of the streaming services for your internet?
I have to look that in. I have to look up to that. 'Cause I look into that because I think like AT
Like
and T gives you like HBO for free.
yeah, so like I have AT&T wireless and they pay for my HBO Max. When I was back in New York, I had Verizon Fios and they paid for my Disney Plus. So two of them were already taken care of.
That's what I'll do. I have to look in there because I mean I have Verizon like for my cell phone service. So if
But they don't give
no, I
any
think they did because that's what I did. I didn't pay for Disney Plus my first year, but I don't know if they. I don't know. Like I never looked into it. I think they only covered it for the first year, but I could be wrong. But I think they recently offered something.
cheap bastards.
I know, And then with Hulu too, man, it doesn't help that I pay for like with no ads, so I don't watch ads. Just fucking, I mean, there's still ads at
Yeah.
the beginning at like some TV series. They'll show like a quick like 30-second ad, but then the entire episode I can fast forward and everything like that and watch with no ads. But shit, it's the same thing with like HBO Max. They show an ad for their shows before every series sometimes or movie,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
So, but I'll figure something out, man. I'll watch it. What are your thoughts on the Halo episode, though, man?
I liked it. I thought it was good. There's a lot of complaints about Master Chief taking off his helmet and showing his face, and I'm like, it wasn't. If you wanted to watch the cinematics from the Halo video games, I'm sure there's a YouTube channel that has all that, and this isn't that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not meant to be that.
Yeah.
Like, the like people complaining for stupid things. Like, who cares if you see what he looks like? Like, haven't you always like playing? If you've ever played the Halo games, like wondered, I wonder what Master Chief looks like. Or like when you read the books, you kind of get like a mental picture.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't see the big deal and like him taking off his helmet and showing his face.
He's not Mandalorian. It's not. They don't have some kind of code where you can't take off your helmet.
Right. Like he's not like Darth Vader where it keeps him alive or anything. Like his helmet is literally like a piece of equipment. Like it's so to me it wasn't a big deal, but I some of the like the sequences are kind of like not choppy, I would say, but like could have been done better. I think I'm sure they have a pretty good budget for this. Since I think Showtime still has their hands in it and paid some money for this.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they had the money to like beef up some of the special effects. But I mean, overall, I think it's pretty good so far.
Okay.
I'm not going to stop watching it after one episode.
No, that's good to hear, man. I mean, at some point, I'll try to catch it wherever I can. There's things out there that you could possibly do to watch some of these things. I'm not going to discuss how or where, or how what you got to do, but I mean, maybe
You might have to get an eye patch.
or you can you just try to call a friend that hasn't and see if you can go over and watch it with them or something. You
Right.
you gotta use your resources that you have. Which, speaking of that, I think Netflix recently came out and said that they're going to start like
They might start charging you for giving out your password.
yeah, they're like if you're in different locations and stuff. Which I know like I've had like Hulu Plus before or Hulu Live. And because I was trying to look for like a service where I could watch like live channels and stuff. Again, I'm old school, man. Like I love cable, but I don't want to pay cable prices, So at the time they were like more affordable like options, man. Like they weren't the prices now are pretty ridiculous. Like I think HBO or Hulu Live was like it's like $70. Where at one point it was like $40. It was like $40, which is still not terrible. It's still pricey, but it's not awful. And you still got some really good channels on there. But I had it, and I remember I was like trying to share it with somebody, and like it wouldn't do it. Like you'd have to it had to be localized to your like where you like whatever devices you signed in at your like Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And if you try to access it from somebody else's, it wouldn't work. So so like I remember trying to doing that. So I can imagine like most streaming services eventually doing that because it's going to get more revenue in their pocket. But still, man, like just let it be.
Yeah. I mean, what if you're going to like stay somewhere like an Airbnb for a week and you want to use your Hulu or your Netflix or whatever? So you got to sign in on someone else's, whatever they got in their house. Now they're going to charge you just to use your service somewhere else because you're on vacation.
No, that's not fair.
Yeah.
And so that's where a lot of people are complaining. They're like, "Oh yeah, like I can't just use this." So we'll see what happens with Netflix and how they, if they have already. I'm not too sure if they did. I just know like they were like, "Hey, they might do that," but I don't think it's been implemented yet. So
yeah,
which is funny because that would suck for the people I share some accounts with, right?
Yeah,
and we're like, "Hey, Jackass."
Yeah, well, we share our Netflix with Petra's sister in New York, so it'd kind of suck if all of a sudden we can't. And I don't watch Netflix all the time, but there's stuff on there that I don't mind watching.
No, for sure. If you want to go back and watch an old movie you haven't seen in a while, and it's on there. It just randomly is on Netflix, not any other platform. Hey, man, take advantage.
Right.
Oh, there's some good series on there, too. So,
yeah.
And there's always worth a watch to kind of check out some things or some new movies. Say, Project Adam was a good movie.
Yeah.
And that was a Netflix exclusive. And there's supposed to be more Netflix exclusives that are supposed to be pretty darn good, man. So
I think they announced at the beginning of the year there was going to be one new movie every week, like 52 new movies this year.
Oh well, shit! I haven't even looked to see what new movie they dropped this week. But yeah, man. So like, they're trying to plug out movies. So if they're taking away our ability to share our Netflix, quote unquote, You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, why not let us just watch these movies, man? It's fine. But I get it. I get it. From a business perspective, they're losing probably a lot of money
Yeah.
with people sharing, 5 or 7 different, Netflix options. But at the same time, like they might, if they're going to do that, then charge me less for not sharing it, right? Because they remember they had there for a while. They're like,
Oh
oh, you can make
yeah.
multiple profiles, or like, because like I think there was a point where it's like, oh yeah, if you buy the basic service, like you can't have more than 3 people streaming at the same time. And I think if you paid more, you could open it up. More people can stream it, right? So if that's the case,
Yeah.
go back and change it. Because I remember when Netflix first came out, man, like and it was streaming and it was a streaming service. Like if there was like more than 3 people streaming, you can do that, and you have to pay more for that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
their prices are increasing anyway, so shit. They're just a hole right now, dropping money. I mean, they're paying people
Right.
left and right, so like I'm sure they need to pay the bills somehow because they're not paying the bills right now. So you gotta love Netflix, man. But man, what do we think? Hypothetical corner? Should we go ahead and get into this?
So I do have one more thing.
Oh, drop it on me, man. What you got?
Some music world news. I don't know if you heard Friday night, or I don't know if I guess it was Friday night here. The drummer from Foo Fighters, Taylor Hawkins, passed away.
Oh, dude, R.I.P. Yo.
Yeah. So they found him. They found him in his hotel room, and he was gone already. Right now, the earlier reports are saying that he had like 10 different substances in his body.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know. I'm a huge Foo Fighter fan.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I saw him was 2015 at City Field, and he actually sings it, at least one song
Yeah.
during whenever they perform,
This is his
and
own
it's
band
usually a
too.
Queen song. He sang a Queen song at that
Oh,
performance, and it was awesome.
dude, that's awesome.
Um, and I don't know if you know the lead singer from Jane's Addiction.
Oh, what's
Um,
his name?
is it Daryl Kelly? Is that his name?
Oh, okay, I'm thinking of the drummer.
Let me see.
Because is it Dave Navarro? Isn't he a
Um,
part of Jane's Addiction? But he's like the drummer or some shit.
I think Dave Navarro was in it. Perry Farrell.
Okay.
So yeah, um he posted a video over the weekend, I think, or maybe it was yesterday, and them two were really close. Him and Taylor Hawkins were really close,
Mm-hmm.
and they used to spend time with each other, like families and everything, going to each other's house and everything, and
Yeah.
you could tell it really, like, it was hitting hard for him. And he shared a video of them singing Bohemian Rhapsody with some street performers playing it on a piano,
Oh,
and
that's so
like
cool.
somewhere, I don't know where, probably in LA, and they were singing along and everything. And it's just that's hard. I could only imagine how Dave Grohl feels. Like, he
Mm-hmm.
was with Nirvana, lost Kurt Cobain, now his own band Foo Fighters, and he loses his drummer Taylor
Dude,
Hawkins.
that's tough. Yeah.
And they were really close, and two were like brothers. So it's, they canceled all their upcoming performances.
Yeah.
Who knows how long they'll be out of rotation for. But yeah, that's some pretty sad news coming, for the music industry. That dude was a great drummer. Like, his solos, like he was awesome on the drums. And it was, when I woke up, we were getting ready to head to Illinois to go get our puppy when I found out, and I was like, man, this sucks.
Yeah. I think I found out.
What a sour note to start my, supposed to be a good day.
Yeah. No, I think I found out the night, like Thursday night. Because if you left, was it on Friday when you said you found out? Like it kind of was announced. I think
Friday going into Saturday.
it was
Yeah.
Friday. So like I remember it was Friday night when I was sitting there and I was on Twitter or whatever, and I saw like somebody like retweet that, and it was like 5 minutes, and I was like, this is not real. Like no fucking way.
Yeah.
And so like I went to like the Foo Fighters actual like Twitter page and stuff, and I started going through the news outlets, and it started just spreading like wildfire, and they released it, right. But to speak on that, right? So there's I forgot which the documentary called, but it was about the Foo Fighters, right? And I think it was about Dave Grohl kind of like, talking about his transitioning, going from like Nirvana to like being the Foo Fighters. And I remember him touring and people being like interviewing him. And he was talking about that, like when he first was getting interviewed, like every single person was just like, do you want to talk about Nirvana? Do you want to talk about Nirvana? To the point where he was just like, no,
Yeah.
I won't talk about Nirvana. Do you guys have any questions or something like that, right? Because he was trying to
Yeah.
create the Foo Fighters band. And I remember he says like it was really early on in there, like, oh, I think it was the first album. like the first album, like he played the drums in the first album, right? Like he did everything. Like Dave did everything on that, right? And but again, Taylor was still like part of the band, but he did everything. And I remember Taylor being really upset, and he was telling the story about Taylor, and that that Taylor called him and was like, "Hey man, I quit. Like I don't want to be a part of the band no more, right?" And so Dave said
Yeah.
he was in a rental car, and or like he went to go rent a car or something because they were supposed to drive somewhere, and he took that rental car and destroyed it. Like he like was doing donuts on lawns, throwing a bunch of rocks at the rental car, was drinking, was just like he was so upset that he said he was pissed off at Taylor because he wanted to quit. He's like, I can't believe he wanted to quit. Like we're about to go on tour. Like what is he thinking and stuff? And he was like crying. He was so upset that like again one of his best friends, right, somebody who's felt really closely, was going to quit the band and not tour with him anymore. And he said that the next morning Taylor called him and was just like, "Hey man, I thought about it and I want to stay with the band." And he's like, "All right, cool." And then they hung up, and he said that he was so happy and was just like, it was like one of the best moments of his life, right? And that he went outside and realized that the car was destroyed and was like, "Oh shit." And he said he had to pay a huge premium to get that car, for that car to get fixed and everything like that. But this kind of
Yeah.
shows the story that him telling him how much that even though he was a part of the band and didn't, play the drums for most of the album, the first album that they released and stuff, and that it was Dave who did most of the, played most of the instruments and did, kind of
Yeah.
compose all the music, that he still loved Taylor. He still wanted him to be a part of the band and was like upset
Yeah.
that he was going to leave. So again, just to speak on more on like why he just like, or to show how much he loved him and how much he cared for him. And I mean, you could tell he's really going with it, man. And again, good point. Like he had one of his best friends, Kirk, who eventually took his own life. And now if this comes out and it shows that he took his own life, or, was an OD on some drugs and stuff like that, man, I'm sure he's going through it. And it's devastating. So
Yeah.
really hard news in the music industry. Love the Foo Fighters, like you said. I mean, I'm jealous that you got to see them live. I know at the time when there's one year where they were touring and I had a little bit of money and I could see them, but they didn't come to Texas. Like the closest they came to Texas was Oklahoma City. And I was like, I'm not going to go to Oklahoma City. Like that's like, a 6-hour drive for me or something like that. So
Right.
I was always hoping for them to tour and go see them. And so now, man, like it's, won't be able to kind of do that anytime soon. But either way, that's not the importance, man. The importance is that I hope that, that their whole friends and family, man, are doing okay. And they're, I know they're going through the grieving process, and really hope the
Yeah.
best for them, man, to kind of come out of this. And know that, hey,
Yeah.
man,
Definitely.
that even though that this artist is somebody that, we don't personally know, just the impact of their music and how good they are, man, and the things that they provide for us, for something for us to digest, man, it doesn't go without notice. And we definitely still hope that they're doing okay.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
I feel that, man. Man, I don't know if I want to transition, man. I think we should just,
I know it's hard now.
yeah, I think we should.
Maybe we should do that like last or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we probably, yeah. But nah, man, I think that's, well, you know what? Let's end it there, man. Let's just end it there. Just wish and hope the best for the Foo Fighter band members and their family, man, and his family as well. And we hope they're doing well.
Yeah.
But again, just want to say thank you for everybody who listens. If you haven't already, if you're not a fan, or if you are a fan, go listen to the Foo Fighters music. Go listen to every single thing. Even Taylor, I think he had his own band. Go listen to his music.
Yeah, he did.
And his band as well, man. He's a great musician and love their music, man. And again, if you guys are listening to this podcast, we get no money for this to promote them. But hey, man, they're a good band. Go listen to them. If you are a fan, go back and re-listen to them again. I know that's what I'm going to be doing at least for the next week or two. Is just listening to all Foo Fighter music and for sure, Taylor's own band as well. So. But again, thank you everybody who listens. We appreciate you guys who give us a chance to really be able to speak on the things that we care about, and just having good old conversation with my friend here, man. So we hope you guys have a great week and a great weekend. Derek, man, as always, man, go ahead and close this out.
All right. I want to thank everyone that stopped by and listened, and everyone that stopped by the YouTube channel to watch. Joseph, of course, I want to thank him for being here as usual. And we hope that you enjoyed this episode. We hope that you come back for the next episode. And all our rip to Taylor Hawkins. We hope his family and his friends and the whole Foo Fighter community, can get through this. Everyone just has to, talk to somebody. That's what we're all here for, is to talk to each other and help each other through hard times. So Don't forget that. We're here for you. Even though you can't talk to us, you can send us messages. Our website, we3bros.com, has a contact us. You can leave a comment or a question on there, and we'll get back to you. Our Twitter handle, Joseph monitors that. You can ask him something on there or talk to him on there. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you guys next week. We hope you have a good weekend, good rest of the week, and stay safe out there. We'll see you guys later.